Hello. Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening. And it's a pleasure to have you tonight. Aaron, how are you? Unfortunately, we cannot hear ourselves, so you have to type. Yeah, good evening. Okay, so let's quickly do this. Yeah, good evening. Good evening, Mr. Abe. Good evening. Okay, so I think we should just give everyone a minute to join. Okay, let's wait for like a second. All right, so just so that we don't just wait. Those of you who are here already, um, if you have something to say, yeah, good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Mbonu, good evening. Tayo, Olalekon, good evening. Faithful, good evening. Everybody, good evening. Okay, so today we are here to talk about BTC, and not just BTC. BTC is like the mother of all of them. Okay, so what we are here to talk about generally is cryptocurrency, and you will agree with me that crypto is hot cake, and if you get it right, usually you can amass a lot of wealth from crypto. Okay, because we are fortunate to be in a generation when something like this is happening, and we can take advantage of it. Okay, Abayomi, welcome. Okay, so let's just wait, like I said, for a minute. um yeah, welcome, while we allow the others to join us. In the meantime, away from BTC or away from other things, if you have any question for me personally, you can ask. One of the things that you should do when you're investing in any of the cryptocurrency is to do a little research. Okay, and part of that research is going to usually YouTube, okay, to look for interviews, or you know especially interviews with the CEO of the company. So every cryptocurrency, as long as you are a programmer, if you are a developer, you can have your own BTC. Okay, when I say have your own BTC, I'm talking about cryptocurrency generally. Okay, so you can have your own cryptocurrency. You can choose to use BTC's network. Okay, so as long as you know how to code, if I am a programmer, I can sit down in my house and design my own coin. So whenever I design my own coin, is usually targeted at solving a problem. Okay, so um today we have thousands of coins. All right, so I'm going to be telling you a couple of things that's going to help you, to navigate your way around the space. And then this meeting is not for the sake of trading; it's for the sake of investing. Okay, so and when I say investing, I'm not talking about the coins that you are going to invest in right now, and then next week or next 2 weeks or next month, you will triple your money, or multiply your money, so much. That's not the essence of this discussion. The essence of the discussion today is for us to understand this space and utilize it. Okay, so I want to welcome you all, and just to be sure, I hope you all can hear me clearly. Okay, so I want to believe that you can hear me, because just so if you can hear me, just type so that I can confirm, because I cannot hear myself. Okay, let me see if I can try to do that. But usually I cannot hear myself. So, okay, good. Very clearly, good, good. Okay, okay, so yeah, so let me let me hear from you. Do you have any questions? Any questions as regards, like I said earlier, one of the things you might want to do, especially when you are, considering making an investment, is to do your own due diligence of checking the project, and a lot of times what we will usually do is to maybe go to their home page and look at the some things about the coin, and sometimes some of those things are for programmers. Maybe just a few lines are written in plain English, but the bulk of it are for programmers. And yes, you know uh the best thing, like I said, is to talk to the CEO directly. So if you can um, get a tape of an interview where the CEO explains, there are lots of them on YouTube. So the CEO explains what the project is about. It's just an interview. Okay, if you look at CitiForex, we have all these interviews, right? Where we're talking about different things. On several occasions, I've had people, in fact, I have series of interviews that have talked about my trading style, that have talked about the investment, that have talked about training people, that have talked about my own personal lifestyle. Okay, so a good company, you would usually have those things. Okay, so if the project is good, the best way to understand what they are doing is to look for such interviews. So that's part of what I'm going to cover. All right, so but for now, I'm just saying that this is your chance to ask me any question. Okay, so I want to believe that you have a couple of questions for me. So ask the questions. I can read anything you type here, so just ask the question. When I get the question, if it's relevant for the discussion that we're having now, I'll answer. Okay, except, I mean, it's important for us generally, then of course I'll still answer the questions. Okay, yes, so far all I have is pleasantries, and I think a confirmation that you can hear me. So first question I'm seeing, okay, says that, can we hope for a well-tailored option that will see your firm trade cryptocurrencies and allow us to invest in it? Trading crypto is no less technical than Forex or CFDs. Well, um, CitiForex is CitiForex, not City Crypto. So this is just we cover investments generally, and when you listen to my seminar, you will find that I still talk about cryptocurrency. In fact, just before the bull run that happened December, January, and February, this year, we had seminars throughout last year, and in all those seminars, I made sure that everybody that attended opened a cryptocurrency account. Okay, so we created the account and funded it right there in the workshop. So I told them that even if it is 1,000 naira, put it in there and buy any coin. You see, so the best we can do is to, this is still within the sphere of investment, is to educate ourselves about it. But as a company, we do not trade cryptocurrency. Okay, because it is not to be traded for a monthly return. That it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense. Plus, it will be, you know what they say, jack of all trade, master of none. You know, if you take your attention away from one thing, I'm very good with forex trading, right? I'm exceptionally good. So I understand. Of course, I'm giving you a presentation on cryptocurrency. It means that I know a lot about cryptocurrency. Okay. But I can't specialize, even in medicine. You learn everything about medicine, but you specialize in something. A lot of people go as far as being consultants in one particular thing, just the heart. You know, in nephrologist is a specialist for the kidney only. Okay, doesn't mean that he doesn't know about other things in medicine. Okay, so it doesn't mean that we do not know about other forms of investment. So, but we have to specialize in one thing. So, as a company, we cannot do what you are asking us to do. You know, trade cryptocurrency, and I don't even, with my students, I don't even teach them anything about cryptocurrency. The best I can do is to, just give them some education to guide them not to make mistakes. Okay, and to do it the right way, because the major problem we have with cryptocurrency is FOMO. And FOMO means fear of missing out. So when people hear that BTC is rising, cryptocurrency is rising, because of fear of missing out, they begin to put in their money and they end up buying the highest price. And then once you go and buy the highest price, you end up losing in something that is supposed to help you to make money. So that is what we want to fix. So you, as an investor with CitiForex, clearly means that you are looking for ways to invest your money. And the best we can do is to help you to do it safely. That's the point. That's why we thought about it and say, okay, let's do something for everybody to make them understand this BTC space and then also profit from it. Okay, so that's what we are discussing. So we are not talking about coming to CitiForex and then we don't do BTC. No, we don't put money in BTC as a company because personally yes, but as a company no, because we have to generate the return on investment. And the last time, I mean, BTC can rise 2-3 times when it will or when it wants to, but you can't rely on that to pay people return on investment every month. So no, we can't. Okay, and when you look at the volume or the market cap of BTC, you would understand that it cannot generate for you that kind of consistent return on investment. The best BTC would do for you or anyone is to have a bull run. A bull run is that time when you hear that BTC is rising. It happens every once in a while after a couple of months or years. So after some years, it will spike, and then it is only the people who have bought earlier that will benefit from it. So if you are holding your position, you bought some BTC and abandoned it. That's what I'm talking about. So you bought some BTC or some altcoins. Altcoins are alternatives to BTC. Okay, so some altcoins, if you buy them and keep them, the market can go as low as it wants to go, but as long as it is a financial asset, it's bound to rise. As long as the project is good, because it's not all financial assets that rise. Some things crash, even in stocks. It's not all stocks that will rise. Okay, it's not all projects that will rise. When I talk about this, sometimes I talk about BlackBerry. There's no BlackBerry in the market anymore. It means that if you're holding a BlackBerry position, shares or whatever, you're losing right now, right? And then some other, just so many like that. So you got to understand the project or the coin before you put your money in it. And then when you put your money in it, as long as it is part of the list, look at my seminars, you will see I have a list of all the financial assets. So as long as it's there as a financial asset, it's bound to rise. That is the intrinsic nature of all financial assets. They are bound to rise. Gold is bound to rise. Crude is under energy. Financial assets is bound to rise. Shares, index, cryptocurrency, all these things, agric, they are bound to rise. They are all assets or asset classes. So they are bound to rise. Cryptocurrency has just been added to that list. So we are lucky to be in the generation where cryptocurrency is just coming up. Now, BTC is a good project because it is decentralized and they are producing just 21 million BTCs. Right now, they are around, I think, 18 million. So they still have about 3 million or there, about 2 point something million to produce. After which, so, and then mind you, I'm using layman terms so that you can understand some of these things. There are some technical words around it, but it won't do us any good because if I use all those technical terms, you might end up not achieving anything. Okay, so what I'm saying in simple English is that what I'm talking about demand and supply. Okay, so the amount of BTC that will be available for use in the entire world is capped at 21 million. So what it means is that once we have as much as 21 million BTC produced, there will be no more production. And once there is no more production, it means that the entire world have to make do with that 21 million BTCs that are produced. And what it means is that since there is no more supply, demand continues to increase, it will rise. You see it. So it will surely rise. Okay. So BTC is, of course, a very good investment. And it's a financial asset. It can drop and drop and drop. But ultimately, when you look at the chart, you will observe that is slowly, gradually, over the years, moving up. Okay, so if you want to make money from it, don't look to put in money and withdraw it the next day, the next week, the next month. It doesn't work like that. You got to wait for the next bull run. The next bull run is, see, the moment you hear out there that BTC is rising or cryptocurrency is rising, is late to buy. The moment the general public starts to talk about it, is late to buy. The time to buy is when nobody is talking about it. When the whole world is quiet about it, nobody is excited about buying BTC or cryptocurrencies generally. That is the right time to buy. Because the moment people start to say it's rising, and you go and buy, it's already rising. It's only those that bought when it was cheap or when it was low that are now in profit. So when you buy, when it's now, ascending, you're buying a very high price, and it might not be a good investment because nobody knows how high it will go when the bull run comes, right? Nobody knows where it's going to get to. If it will stop at 60K or 70K, or if it will get to 100K. So if you buy at 60K and then the next day is now at 40, then you have lost. Okay, and you will lose a lot of money because when it rises and you make a lot of money, and then when it drops, you lose a lot of money. Okay, so the volatility in BTC is why we do not use it in CitiForex. It's good for personal consumption. You can have some BTC, invest your money in it, and then hope that in the next maybe 3-4 years you will experience another bull run. Now, what causes these bull runs? Usually, this is another aspect. The first thing I told you, check the CEO, see what he has to say about the project. In fact, what everybody on YouTube will tell you is go and look at the white paper. It's a good advice, but sometimes it's too bulky. When you try to read it, you won't understand anything. So if you go in there, read the white paper. The white paper is a summary. It's not a summary. It's a detailed, it's a detailed information of the problem that the company wants to solve with the cryptocurrency, how they plan to solve it, and the steps that they are going to take, milestones on solving this problem. And then you can see where they are and how well they have done this over the years, and if they are keeping track, because when we have milestones, we're saying in the next 3 months or by so time, by July, we would have done this, we would have produced this, we would have launched this, we would have done this. So they do all these things. It's almost like saying we can see the end from the beginning, right? So this is the problem, this is the solution, and it's going to take us 2 years or 3 years to finish up and get to this point. Okay, so if people like this project, if they like the problem these guys are solving, if they think it is unique and it will work well, if you think so, you can buy the coin. So, but before you do that, you got to consider something which is very important. That is the economic adaptability of the cryptocurrency. Now, you have to go to, there's a place we call CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap. So it's coinmarketcap.com. You can go to CoinMarketCap, and then when you go to CoinMarketCap, you will see the amount of, it's called the market cap. How much money is in that cryptocurrency as at when you are looking at it. That's what you will see at coinmarketcap.com. So when you look at it, BTC is a lot. In fact, BTC makes up about 45% of everything in cryptocurrency. So the remaining 50 something percent is divided among, Ethereum is about 20%. In fact, I think last I checked, it was 41% for BTC and 18% for Ethereum. Okay, meaning that all the money that, when you come to crypto, when you come to forex, we say forex is about $6 trillion. That's going to be what we call market cap. So it's going to be about $6 trillion, the entire market cap. Now, when we come to cryptocurrency, it has its market cap and it's quite large. And we're saying that if you look at BTC, the entire market cap, 41% is in BTC, meaning that if I bring in 100,000 naira and I want to invest it, it means that I have added, if I buy BTC, I have added to the 41%. So the more money that comes in, the more that 41% starts to increase. So if I take my money and put in Ethereum too will increase. Now, when you go to CoinMarketCap, I am going to make another video. I think that will be necessary so that when I'm talking, I'm showing you some of these things, and then I'm also showing you the graphs. Okay, I'll do that, and then I think it will be a self-recording, and then we publish on the channel. Okay, so just be on the lookout for that. I'll do it really soon, a few days time. Okay, so the market cap for BTC is very huge, and when you look at BTC, it's a good project. BTC, I call BTC the gold of our own age, right? What I'm saying is, when you come for my seminar, I'll tell you that in the olden days, you know what our parents used to do? In those days, our parents will, if they have a lot of money, they would keep their money in the form of gold. Okay, so sometimes they buy wrapper, this old expensive wrapper that they can sell later for a higher amount. Okay, sometimes they buy all these other things, especially gold, white gold, actual gold. They buy them and then they put in an envelope and take it to the bank. So the bank will weigh it and then keep it for them. That was then. Okay, so that's their own BTC. That gold used to be their BTC. That was how it's an asset. Gold is an asset, obviously. Okay, so that was how they were investing in their own BTC then. So for us, the gold of today is BTC, it's cryptocurrency. Okay, so that's our own gold. Our gold is digital. So when you buy crypto, you're not actually getting any BTC, even though there is a logo or an icon for what BTC coin looks like, right? You won't find it anywhere. Everything is coded, right? So it's all coded, and all the best you can do is take your money and get a number or an amount. It's a digital amount. They give you 0.02 or 0.0001 BTC. That is your BTC, right? So nobody will give you the actual BTC and say this is your own BTC. Okay, so even if you want to save your BTC, it is the number, that 0.000, that you will move and keep somewhere. That is your BTC. Some people, there's something we call hard token. Some people will now take this information and save it in a hard token. It's like a flash. Okay, so there are lots of ways to save your BTC. All right, so I'm going to talk about that. I think right now the best we can do in Nigeria is to do P2P, right? That's the best we can do, because of course the CBN has asked us to stop doing it. And in fact, there's a story I'll share with you. In my seminar, when you come in, I'll tell you register with Luno. Okay, I had an experience with Luno. Okay, you see, you look at Luno, you think Luno, they are great guys, they're doing very well, they're a good company. They are not. They are not at all. I I have an account that I have used, or I have been using with Luno for many years. Okay, I'm talking far back as 2015, 2016. Okay, so I have a single email address and the same details. So I log into my Luno shortly before I knew the Ripple was going to increase. I bought a lot of Ripple. I'm talking about a lot. I bought a lot of Ripple. Okay, so that was early this year. It happened, I think. I bought that Ripple 20th. I already have some Ripple in my Luno wallet. Okay, so I bought that Ripple on the 20th of January. Now, if you go back to the charts, you will see that the next week Ripple almost doubled. Okay, so I went back to withdraw my money, and lo and behold, my account was closed by Luno. All right, so Luno is a scam. All right, that was when I now went back to YouTube, and then I was checking out Luno and all that. And a lot of people have reported the same case. So when you have a lot of money in this wallet, the vendor will close your account down, and they do not have a physical office where you can make a complaint or resolve it or something. So they are actual scams. And then I had already screenshots of my email, right? So I went there because it's the same email I use. So I went back to my email, my own inbox email. All the email I have gotten from Luno for the past 3 years or 4 were deleted mysteriously. So immediately I told everybody around me Luno is a scam. So if you have money with Luno, better go and take it away, because it's a scam. Okay, and luckily some of the students that I introduced to create a wallet, because Luno is very easy. You can use your card to just send the money, and then they give you your numbers. All right, but these things are fake, because when you want to actually take the BTC is not there. Okay, so when you have up to I think when you have up to like 1 million or 2 million in your Luno wallet, naira, 2-3 million naira, when you try to withdraw, they will close down your account. So the bulk of the people, they operate with $100, just little money. So when you want to withdraw a little amount, they give it to you, no problem. But when you have a lot of money, they close down. So you got to be really careful. Right now, I think the best out there is Binance, peer to peer. Okay, it's really, I find it very comfortable to use, and it's a big company, and yeah, I think it's a very big company. And usually what I just do is, if I need it, I use P2P to get some BTC, and then I move it to my actual BTC wallet. Okay, so like I said, I think I'm going to do another video showing you some of these things, because in this webinar I cannot share that. Okay, so just look out for that. I will do that so that I'm sure that we have delivered this message correctly. Okay, so it was just one question that led us to this. So, but I think I've touched a lot of things, right? So before I stopped talking about that, I was telling you that it is important for you to understand that there is something called, yes, Binance is good, definitely. There's something called the market cap, the economic adaptability of that currency. If you have a very good project, you have the best project in the world, and your market cap is too small. In fact, if the market cap is below $1 billion, is wrong. I'll tell you why. Okay, I'm not saying it's wrong. Everybody starts from somewhere usually. Okay, so it's not wrong that you of course you have to start from zero. Okay, so I won't put my money if the project has stayed for some years and is still below $1 billion market cap. I won't be interested in it, no matter what you tell me, because it means that people are not buying it, people are not investing their money in it, people are not holding it. And I'll tell you what, the bulk of that money that you are seeing might be from the people who manufactured the coin. Okay, so it's not even enough to say that a coin is having up to 1 billion. You got to look at the coin and ensure that the people who, there's a way to look at it. That is not very easy, to be honest with you. That's not very easy. So because you have to go into, like, you have to go to the back to look at all the wallets and see the people who are holding the bulk amount of the coin. So yes, the excuse me. Okay, yeah, so the thing is, we want to ensure, right? We want to ensure that people are using it and that the money in it is big. So if there are different categories I'm going to encourage you to invest into. I'm going to talk about them, 4 categories. The chief of all is BTC. There's another category, there are 3 more. I'm going to talk about it now. But the thing you have to look out for is ensure that people are using it. Ensure that people are using it. Actual people. There's a problem again I have to mention. Now, if you look at Ripple, for example, one problem I personally have with Ripple is that a lot of the developers, the manufacturers of Ripple, are holding a higher amount of it. Ripple is very good. I mean, Ripple has a market cap of about $46 billion. Okay, so is huge, but the bulk of the money is by the developers, the owners of the Ripple. And then what they will usually do is they will dump it on retail traders whenever the market is spiking. That's whenever there is a bull run, when the market is now rushing to, when there's a bull run, when everybody says, hey, the cryptocurrency is rising, the people who manufactured it, that have the cap, the bulk of the market cap of Ripple, they start to release it and sell it off. You see, so they are holding the numbers, the bigger part of the numbers, which they will sell off when the market is moving up. And we don't know how long this is going to happen, but I like Ripple because the project is good. Okay, but this is the downside. And when you look at Ripple, you see that the coin itself is very cheap, and that's part of the problem, that we have with Ripple. So, but if you're an investor and you're looking at 5 years, you're looking at 10 years, you know that this is your opportunity to buy something that eventually will be worth more. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so you can consider it. So, but like I said, what I'm teaching you today is not for you to buy something today and by the end of the month you go and withdraw it, because the market might be bearish. Okay, so we're not doing analysis, we're looking at investment. And when you're looking at investment, there are I think 3 types of investments that you can take. If you look at Forex, because of the capacity of Forex, you can make as much as 20% return on investment every month if you learn to trade right. If you look at the stocks, you can make as much as 20% per annum if you pick the right stocks. Okay, stocks, S&P 500. S&P 500 is index. You make around 10% per annum, except when there's a recession. Of course, there's always a recession. No matter what happens, there's always a recession with every stock, even with crypto. So when the recession comes, you see, nosediving. And then that's the time when some people buy. So whenever it nosedives, people who have this long-term, perspective will buy, right? So there's always a crash, there's always a recession. Okay, but because it's a good project, it will continue to move, right? It will continue to, it will reverse back up and continue to the next level. Okay, so we look forward to that. And then when we invest, we are hoping for that to happen. We're not hoping to invest today and withdraw tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, that's one very important thing that investors in crypto should take note of, that investments are supposed to last for years and not days or weeks. So they are meant to last for years. So if you're not ready, of course, the last part after stocks, which is about 20% per annum, is cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency can give you thousands of percentage profit when the bull run comes. So we do not know when the next bull run will come, but we know that it will surely come. And when it comes, it is only those that have bought when nobody's talking about it that will be part of the bull run. And now what they bought cheap will now be expensive. You see, so that's how it works. And then what causes bull run? What causes bull run is institution. Even in Forex, we capitalize on institutional moves. So you want to trade with the institutions. That's what we do every day. Okay, so in cryptocurrency, when an institution is interested in any project, the price will increase. And if you're lucky to be holding that coin, you make a lot of money. That's how that thing increases. So now the question is, how do you know which coin an institution will be interested in buying? Now, if the market cap, remember what market cap is, the capacity, the amount of actual money that is in that particular coin as at when we're talking. Now, if the market cap of a coin is 1 billion naira, understand what I'm saying? No? If the market cap, let me take Steam for example, is about $900,000, almost $1 billion. If I am an institution, institutions have billions of dollars. So only me as an institution, my money is bigger than the entire money in the coin. It doesn't make any sense. So I can't buy it. That's common sense now. Right? I can't buy it. So as an institution, if I want to put my money now, if I as an institution, your market cap is $1 billion, I now bring 500,000 and invest in that coin, it makes no sense, because I'm going to need other institutions to come in with a lot of money for the market cap to increase so that the price of that coin will rise. I don't know if you're getting this thing now. So what we are targeting is which coins are big enough. That's why the market cap has to be big. In fact, if you go to coinmarketcap.com, any coin that is not on the first page, which is 1 to 100, to me, I don't really like to participate in it. Okay, I don't like to participate in it. Okay, because I mean 1 to 100, come on, you should be there if you have a good project. Okay, so if all the factors are in your favor, you should be on page 1, right? If you have a good project, people will start to patronize you, people will start to invest in you, and then you should come to the first page. If you're meeting up with your targets, the things you say you will manufacture, the things you say you will solve, the problems you say you, and then adoption, people start to use this project. If people start to use it, right, you will come to the first page. So it makes my work less stressful. It's stressful to go and do a research. That's the truth. That's why I started by telling you, if you want to know about a coin, just search for the CEO or the developer or the manufacturer. They will use plain English to explain their project to you and tell you what they're doing. So if you like it, you go to their white paper and look at, you know, their milestones and see if they've achieved all those things, right? Now, when you have done all of this, you can now say, okay, let me put this amount of money in this thing and leave it for some years. That is what I'm talking about. Okay, okay, the last time we heard it was Tesla. Tesla bought some BTC and it was holy grail for everybody. We made a lot of money, right? Because the institution put their money in it. And the institution, when they put their money in it, they cannot put their money in, they can't put their money in something that will not be profitable to them. So if I am an institution, as CitiForex is, we cannot, if we take, let's say we take $1 billion and we want to invest $1 billion in a coin project. If the cap, the entire world, the whole world, their money on that coin is less than $1 billion, we can't put our money there because we do not know when the coin will rise. I don't know if it makes sense to you now. So we will not be profitable, right? So that's one way to, you know, look at it, so that you start to understand practically, you know, real life, you know, usage of these things and how they work. Okay, so that you know what you're doing. Now, usually my advice is what I do. If you want to benefit immensely, BTC is a must. In fact, if possible, just put your money in BTC, because if you're somebody who is interested in safety, security, you're conservative, you're not so, you know, open to risk, you have a lot of money, you, instead of keeping your money in Naira, I will advise you to buy BTC and just save your money in BTC. Okay, so buy BTC is good. Now, BTC makes sense. After BTC, there are at least top 5 altcoins that have good projects, that have good market cap, that are doing very well. Now there's something else that is a problem that I need to mention to you when we talk about, you know, choosing how to invest or who to invest with. Now that thing is the production. You know why BTC is good or why BTC is rising? Is because BTC, the agreement was that they have a certain amount of BTC that they will produce. And now this is supply and demand in action. So if the coin are telling you from beginning that we are only going to produce X number of this coin, it means that the whole world have to use only that amount of coin that is in circulation. Okay, so now BTC, in fact, BTC will rise. That one is not even it's not a debate. But there are a lot of all these other coins that have been developed by different programmers. Excuse me. Now, some of them do not have a cap in terms of supply. They continue to supply forever. You see it. They continue to supply forever. They continue to produce, the coin. And that's the problem we have with fiat. That's our dollar, naira, and all these other currencies. The central bank will continue to print. So if you continue to print, you devalue the money. Okay, so if a coin continues produced to a certain amount, and then you say everybody must make do with this amount in circulation, then the need for money rises, and then it increases. I don't know if yeah, So what we're saying is that's another thing to look out for. You have to look out for the production. Are they producing endlessly? Did they tell you that they will produce endlessly? These are some of the things to look at. Like I said in the other video, I'm going to look at some of these coins and then we'll segregate some of these things. Another thing is, besides actually producing endlessly. Okay, I think that one's good. So when it comes back, I will talk about it. So, but like I was saying, these are some of the things you want to look at before investing. All right. You want to hear what the project is about. You want to see the economic adaptability. You want to see how much money is in it. If a project has stayed for at least 3 years, if a coin had been in circulation for about 3 years or more, and it still has less than $1 billion, it doesn't make sense. I'm telling you, it doesn't make sense. So you have to look at that too. There's something we call hash rate. Okay, so but the best way I can explain hash rate to you is look at the graph. Look at the graph. Open CoinMarketCap or maybe Binance or any other app and look at all-time graph. That's when I say graph. That's the how the currency has been moving. I mean, the coin has been moving. Okay, so if the coin is not, how stocks move, they move slowly upwards. They can come down a little, but they continue to go upwards. They come down a little, but they continue to go upwards. Look at index S&P 500. You will see a typical example of what I'm talking about. Now, if the coin has that similar movement, then it is good. But if the coin doesn't have that kind of movement, it's bad. So again, in that video, I will show you some examples, right? So we can't talk about hash rate because you can go and do a research on hash rates. That's a good way to also know if a project is good, okay? So, but if you can't do that, just look at the graph, right? There are some like BTC. BTC is ascending overall, right? So that's what you want to see. And then there is another thing that we look at. Whenever there is a bull run, how did the coin perform? You get the point? So whenever you start to hear that BTC is rising, BTC is rising, BTC is rising, the coin that you are trying to take, did it rise when we last heard that BTC was rising? You see it? So if the general market is bullish, bullish means is, when I say bull run, bullish, bull run, rising. So a bull it has a horn like this. Whenever it's attacking you, it will lift you up. That's what we mean by bullish. So whenever there is a bull run, did the coin rise? That's the question. So if all the coins, that's when the general market is rising, Did that coin rise? If the coin did not rise, it's not a good project. Are you seeing it now? So these are some of the things that you can use to help yourself to make money in the long run. So when the market starts to rise, it's not all the coins that are gaining. So that's one way to quickly tell yourself this one is not a good project. If you're holding it, just remove your money. Right? So I think I've touched a lot of factors here. This video is going to still be available for you to come back to, okay, so that you can pick out some of these points and then do your own research. Now, I'm supposed to do a disclaimer saying that what we are doing for you here is for education purpose and not for you to take, investment decision, actual investment decision. If you want to do something big, you got to do your own homework. You got to contact your expert. Okay, so I'm just doing this for education purpose so that you can understand this space better and stop throwing your money away. Right? So far where we are is that BTC is a good project. All the alternative coins are good projects. Apart from BTC, there are other coins that are doing very well. It's easy to see them. When you go to CoinMarketCap, right there, you see all these coins. You see them listed. And then you hear that they have practical projects. There are sometimes you want to buy something online, they tell you to pay with some of these coins. You see? So if you go to South Africa today, there is a BTC ATM machine. So there is adoption by countries. As I speak with you, there is a country, I think El Salvador, they have approved BTC as their own currency. So it doesn't start off, it doesn't. No, Binance is not a scam. Binance is not a scam. But then when you're doing peer-to-peer, you got to be sure that you're doing the right thing. That's the only place where Nigerians can be, really crazy. So you got to make sure that you follow the process, exactly how it's stated there, and don't skip any part, because when you do, you might end up paying without getting the coin. Okay, so but Binance is legit. What I do as a habit, every month I pay myself, and then I take some of my money and buy some BTC. So it's a habit for me, right? So you can incorporate that habit too. And then of course, when the bull run comes, because when you are waiting for one big money to come so that you can now use it to buy cryptocurrency, you will never do anything. So it's better you carry the small money you have and you continue to accumulate it. One day the bull run will come, and when the bull run comes, you will cash out a lot of money. That's what we're saying. So when the bull run comes, you will cash out a lot of money. Right? So as I was saying, where we are is at the point where we're saying that BTC is a good project. All these altcoins are also good projects. You can put your money in it. In fact, there are 4 categories or 3 categories. In fact, 4 categories that you can put your money in. Number 1 is actually BTC. BTC is good. That's number 1. Right? So number 2, after BTC, is the best, at least 4 or 5 alternative coins. Everybody have their best 5 altcoins. If you go to YouTube, you see everybody's mentioning whatever they like. But from my own experience, what I think are good projects and good for my altcoins are Ripple, Ethereum, BNB, that's Binance Coin. What else? Binance, that's BNB, Ripple, XRP, Ethereum. Who have I not called? Okay, I'll remember. Okay, so those are altcoins. When I say altcoins, away from BTC now, where can I put my money? Right? That's what I'm saying. Away from BTC, where can I put my money? Now, if you're putting your money in BTC, remember, as I said, you are a conservative person. You do not want to lose your money too much, right? So, but you know that the money will not rise too much because BTC is already very expensive, right? So you're not looking for 5,000% profit, 10,000% profit, 500% profit, right? So that's not what you're looking for. You're looking for a safe place, like gold, to just keep your money and be sure that there is something in it for you, in the near future. That's what we're saying. So that's BTC. Now altcoins. Now these coins they are alternatives to BTC. Of course, they are not as expensive as BTC, all of them. Okay, so you can buy some of them with a hope that in the near future they will rise. Yes, ADA. So Cardano is very good, right? Cardano is a good altcoin. Thank you for reminding me. Cardano. Cardano is very good. I like to include Cardano. In fact, I hold Cardano personally, right? I hold Ethereum. I hold Ripple. I hold all these other guys. Okay, as the second category, right? So first category is BTC, and I've told you why. Second category are the altcoins. They are good projects, and we don't see them going away anytime soon because they have real life applications.